Hi, my name is Osi. I'm sure you guys are used to me being on the radio. Well, I'm on TV right now, and I'm absolutely enjoying every single moment of it. It's Listen with Osi, a brand new show on your TV screens. So basically, on this season of Listen with Osi, we're talking about the exponential growth of the Nigerian music industry. We are sitting down with record label executives, artists, DJs, everybody that had a hand in the growth of the industry we all love and enjoy. On this episode, we have Scales, the OG. So all you need to do right now is sit down, relax, and listen as we have a deep dive into everything that's made him the artist we all love and respect. So, welcome to Listen with OC. Yes, a brand new show right here on TV. So, we're taking a deep dive into the Nigerian music industry. I love to call it Nigerian music. Everybody goes by the moniker Afrobeats right now. So, I have my friend, my brother, OG, Skales.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming on the show, man.
appreciate it, man.
Raul. I remember that tattoo, man. That was the first one.
Yeah, that's my first
I
one.
know, yeah.
Damn,
Before you became,
we go way back,
I
man.
know,
For
I
you to know
know,
that.
I know. Yeah, that was the first one. Then right now it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
I know, I know. So how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Happy to be alive.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's what's really important. You know,
Yeah.
the fact that you're alive every day, and I keep saying it, man. Like self-preservation is the key to everything. The fact that you're alive, you can always rewrite and change your story.
True.
Yeah. So I heard about you when I was in my second or third year in uni, and my friend Greg brought a song was heading to a Grammy.
Yeah.
That was the first time, and everybody was like, "There's this new kid that's out, and his skills is 17 at the time.
Yeah.
And, he's dope and everything." And that song just blew up everywhere.
Yeah.
So can you just take us back into your growing up and what's actually influenced the kind of music you were making back then?
I'm from Edo State, obviously, like by blood, but I was born and raised in Kaduna State.
Okay.
And if you're from the north, anything from Abuja upwards, they're like very hip hop influenced.
Yeah, true.
You get me?
Yeah.
Like we were living like a hip hop culture lifestyle in
Yeah.
Kaduna, most especially, where you could girls like you for being a rapper.
For real?
Yeah. So for me, I started writing music to impress ladies, honestly. I didn't really care I just wanted to be that, because I always had inferiority complex. So I used to tell myself that I needed to be respected, valued. So I was always I was singing, I was rapping, I was trying to be on top of the class, I was a prefect in school.
Okay.
So like everything to just be the guy, because I had girls that I used to crush on back then. But now I just look at them and be like, damn, I used to crush on this girl.
I know.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it really like influenced my music. Then I started listening to, the first time I ever bought a CD was a Ludacris mix.
Okay.
And from there, I found out about Kanye West, because I was reading. That time they used to sell like lyric books.
Like those little
Yeah,
ones.
so I heard Jesus Walks.
Yeah.
Heading for a Grammy was actually inspired by Jesus Walks.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I met some guy called Paul. He knew I used to sing for fun because I was a church boy.
Yeah.
My mom used to
Are you
sell.
still a church boy?
Of course,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Still, my mom used to sell like cassettes at the back of the church.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
like I didn't even know what TV. As a matter of fact, right now when I see TV in my room, it's still like the assistant Chris Brown says, like, you still can't believe it that there's TV and AC. Like I still have those kind of feelings.
So are you saying like particularly? So are you saying that you grew up like poor or
Yeah,
something?
very very poor. Actually.
For real?
Very very poor.
Oh wow! But you didn't when you came. Sorry to just cut you short there. But when you came to Lagos, and we saw you being. I think the first time I saw you was being introduced on stage at Industry Night by Banky W.
Yeah.
But you came off. You didn't. You were. You had a check shirt on.
Yeah.
You had the haircut going on,
Yeah.
and you did strike me as somebody that came from a background that was poor because you were humble and you spoke well. You sounded very intelligent and everything. I'm not saying people that come from poor backgrounds don't speak English or anything. But you struck me as a very middle class kid.
Well, so like I said,
Yeah.
I had inferiority complex based off of the fact that I was poor.
Okay.
And I was raised by like, by a teacher. My mom was a teacher, by the way.
Yeah.
She was a jack of all trades. So pretty much I had like rich friends in school that I remember one of my friends used to like, I used to go to his house just to watch MTV.
Yeah.
Channel O.
Oh, okay.
Those kind
Yeah,
of stuff. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So like being around those kind of people kind of like helped me, develop myself and package myself. So I won't lie to you, that shirt, I'm sure I probably worn that shirt like thousands times. Like, you get me? But I just always wash it
Yeah.
and stuff like that, bro. You know how as it be now. When you
I
are somewhere, you have
know.
to package.
I know.
You know, but and you see that backpack was my house actually.
Really?
Yeah, I had my books, my lyric books in there. I had toothbrush, Vaseline, maybe
Everything.
extra pair of boxers and stuff. I had it
Oh
there.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like anywhere my head reached that day, and I did go sleep.
Oh wow.
I think
Okay,
so.
so coming from the north, so what brought you to Lagos and how did you meet Banky?
I won like a competition back then. I think it was Zane. They were
Okay.
doing something called True Search.
Yeah.
And I was schooling in the University of Jos that time.
Okay.
So pretty much I was just doing everything that was going to connect me to the music. So Jos used to be known for creating the superstars back then. Like, you know, there was MI, there was Jeremiah Gang. So I found my way to connect to, especially Jeremiah Gang. He came to perform in my church.
Yeah.
And I made sure, I begged him like, yo, I want to perform like before Jeremiah again when he's around. So I
Yeah.
performed, and
So he
saw
could
me.
see you, right?
He
Yeah.
saw me, and when he heard it, he was like, "What?" He said, "Yo, he needs to meet that guy." And when I was walking to him, he's like, "He's been looking for me too," and so we connected. We became friends. Then I remember I got admission into University of Lagos, but I
Okay.
didn't know anybody in Lagos, and I was so young. My mom said, "No, it's too far." So
Yeah.
University of Jos. And when I went to University of Jos, I met Abuchi.
Okay.
From Abuchi. Then, okay, after I won the competition,
Mhm.
you know, they all told me, oh, you got to move to Lagos, blah, blah, blah. So I remember one of my friends was relocating to Lagos, and it was a free ride.
Yeah.
And my mom kind of knows him. I lied to him, though, that I had somewhere I was coming to stay, but, you know, he gave me the free ride. When I got to Lagos, I stayed in his house before, you know, when are you going now? I said, man, the person is not picking. And before, you know, I stayed there. So he became my manager.
Okay.
And he was taking me around. His name is TJ.
Okay.
He's no more in Nigeria. He's moved to London now.
Yeah.
So his name is TJ. He was taking me around. Then, you know, based off of my own connect with the Zane True Search people, I connected with some Zane guys. And, you know, they were connecting me to like free gigs and stuff like that. So this special one that, you know, as at that time I haven't written Heading for a Grammy yet. So I came to Lagos, I experienced Lagos, you know, I digested everything. I went back home, then I wrote Heading for a Grammy. I remember coming to Lagos to, you know, that time it was rap everywhere, man. So I was like, okay, might as well just release a rap song, you know. Yeah. So, well, I played it for a lot of people, they liked it. And so there's this friend of mine that really truly believed in me. Funny thing, I can't remember his name anymore because he was so crazy. So I remember it was a Unilag event or so. That time that gigs in Unilag were like the best, you know.
I know.
So this auditorium, I went there. They had like this break in between. There was nobody performing. He was friends with the DJ.
Yeah.
So he just went to DJ and told him play this song. So as he played the song, he found a way to get a mic and gave me, and I got on stage.
Oh wow.
That was crazy. That's a movie, man. So
For real?
I got on stage.
Like this happened.
It did happen.
Wow.
So he just told me, no worry, just do it if you do. I just climbed and I started performing. I started performing the song, Heading for a Grammy, and everybody started shouting. And I think it was either Rugged Man or Kofi, I say Rugged Man, Basket Man or Kofi, the comedian. I can't remember who it was that time, but I think it's one of them that he wanted to climb on stage, but he saw what was happening. Yeah. He just chilled. And he was like, this guy's not on my list, you know.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, so I performed, you know, killed it. And that now opened a new door for me. I met my managers at that time. His name is Novo. Yeah. That's a real manager that knows the business now. I met him. He worked for Zane too. Yeah. That's at that time. So he said, yo, I want to manage you. I remember your story. I watched it. I know I was part of it. And I really want to work with you. And that's how we started working. He started connecting me. I remember I got a gig with Sound City. That time was Sound City, something blast. They always do the show before the awards.
Yeah, the blast, Sound City blast.
Yes, so I performed. After I performed, I remember that day while I was performing Heading for a Grammy. Mind you, I have never released a song. I was just performing it. Yeah. So while I was performing, the lights went off. Okay. And it was raining. I remember the lineup was like D'banj, Banky, Mohit, like it was
everybody,
yeah. So everybody was like, who's this kid? And I had my backpack on too.
Your house.
Yeah, you know. So I remember I performed and the lights went off. And while it went off, I continued performing. I was screaming on top of my voice and people were like, hey, like they were supporting and clapping and stuff. So when the lights came on, this time it was basketball. He now came on stage and said, oh, that the crowd now started shouting, we want Skales. We want Skales. For real? I was like, yeah. So I had to come back and perform again. So when I got on stage this time, I mean, the lights didn't go off and it started raining. People stood there. They were like, wow, you know. So I was performing. So that was another door that was open. So a lot of like all these label execs were reaching out to me. They gave me offers. But so I remember one night I got a text message from Wiz because I knew Wiz.
Okay.
So I didn't have a phone, but I was always sharing a phone with somebody. So I just put my SIM in the night while the guy is sleeping. So
Wow.
I remember I met Wiz and Osage and
Yeah.
them in Night House because I used to always go there. Shout out
Yeah.
to Terry Rapman. He used to
Yeah.
always take me there with him. And so I just go there and just any free time I see, I'll just record.
Yeah.
So that's how I met them, Osage and Wiz. So I got a message from Wiz saying, "Oh, Banky wants to sign you."
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was like, Banky. And mind you, I didn't really, not like I didn't like Banky, but I know we used to get Banky that time, that this guy, you know, like I said.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, but now anything that can help me get to the next level, bro, let's do it.
Yeah.
So our first meeting was at Slush.
Yeah.
And, I met Banky, and just seeing other stars just really got me inspired because it was like nice, there was everybody there. And so, yeah, that was the beginning of the journey for me with EME.
Okay, cool. And so with EME, and you and Wizkid were like side by side, like contemporaries. At a point in time, you were the bigger artist that, Wizkid and everything. Then we woke up one morning, it was weird. I remember this like yesterday. It was almost like the story broke on Twitter that, EME had dropped you. So how did you feel with that? Like, I thought it was, I thought it was like, a knife in the back that it could have been handled better. So how, like, did they discuss with, did you have this discussion prior, or did you find out on Twitter like we all did?
Well, we did have a discussion. The only thing is, I don't know how it got out there.
Okay, yeah.
I can never forget the room. I think it was room, I can't remember. It was in a hotel. We had this meeting. It was like Banky and other, like Tunde Demorin. We had the meeting. And, I remember my manager, Osage, at that time, she was crying, man.
For real?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I was a kid, man. What was I going to do next? I was told the house I was staying in, I was told to vacate. Like, I was given like a couple of days to do that.
A couple of days?
Yeah, like a week or so. A couple of days because I had to, because the rent was about to, so we had to.
Okay, was there any reason why everything was just happening like, back to back? Because I feel like if a contract is expiring, the record label should actually reach out to you and say, okay, we are not renewing this, and we're going to give you time for you to actually get your affairs in order. So it almost seems like, everything just started happening one after the other.
Yeah, so, yeah, it did happen. I just felt like, honestly, there was a point in time where I felt like nobody likes me.
Yeah.
And like first of all, before I move on, there was a part where you said I was the bigger artist. I was never the bigger artist in EME.
Okay.
I already released probably a handful of songs in EME, like 5, 6 songs.
Yeah, 6 records.
In EME. So I was never, because Wiz was already signed to EME when I came.
Yeah, before you came, okay.
Yeah, so he was always the one that was being pushed.
Okay.
Before I came,
yeah.
He was the one that was taken everywhere, and Banky did his best. I'll never like be ungrateful for that, Banky did his best. Like for me, I feel like Banky has like the best. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. Banky has like the best artist-owned label that has tried.
Yeah.
Every other artist-owned label, apart from maybe Olamide, that's another person. Olamide again, then Banky. Banky really tried,
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like I wasn't liked. You understand? But honestly, I also understand there was like a misconception of, okay, yeah, maybe he was signed to be a rapper and he's doing this and honestly, I was just doing what I like, and I totally get how they felt. But I was always, because as a matter of fact, I remember I recorded Shake Body while I was in EME.
Okay.
And I remember playing it, like sending it as a list of songs. I don't know whether they would listen to it or not.
Yeah.
But well, everybody skipped all the songs and stuff. So I felt like I wasn't liked. And I've always known that, like, I would say I've always known, but I've also always felt like Wiz didn't like me.
Why? Why? Because
I really don't know.
You guys
I have instances, by the way.
Yeah, but you guys had this this camaraderie going on. I saw you in the Holler at Your Boy video. You guys were together. Every time that one person was performing, you guys always used to be together. So when that fall has happened on social media, where I don't know who started it, and everything, it came as a surprise to everybody, because it seems like everybody just had stuff that were on the chest that they didn't let out.
Honestly, it's a conversation I really promised myself not to ever hold, but I mean, might as well, I'm here.
Yeah.
So, if you go back and check that, it was all about, I think that time I was doing like a question and answer.
Yeah.
On Twitter, and somebody said, "Oh, what's up with your guy Wiz?" Blah blah. And I said, jokingly, saying my brother Wiz does not have my time anymore. I think from there, that's to show you that he probably had me in mind. Okay. He started insulting my father, my mother, saying I'm wearing fake jewelry, saying like so much stuff.
Yeah.
But honestly, that time, I wasn't the one replying. It was my ex-girlfriend that was replying because
Okay.
this is me. This is how I see life. I pick my battles.
Yeah.
When I know that people believe anything you say, I don't need to fight you because really, whatever I say, they're going to say I'm jealous. Maybe they envy you or some kind of stuff like that. So I always looked at it like this is the most successful one amongst us. So they're going to say, okay, I'm jealous of him, which obviously that was the story that was going around. But I promise you, I've never. You understand?
Yeah.
But yeah, I could tell you for a fact that because I sat down recently and I said, this guy really doesn't like me.
Okay.
I've tried to make peace with him, like, yo, we'll talk, we're cool, but yeah, as I was saying, he didn't like me. I can tell you for example, I remember when we shot Mukulu.
Okay.
Is Reese in that video?
I can't remember. It's been a while.
He wasn't in that video, bro.
Okay.
And the excuse was, I can remember the story perfectly well.
Okay.
The excuse was, had a flat tire. Bro, you had a flat tire, bro, so you can't come. I remember I texted Jazzy that day in the evening, and he pulled up. Jazzy, David, everybody, So I always used to have this impression that this guy doesn't like me, but I mean, we're here, so we might as well just do whatever we have to do.
But since EME and all that happened, have you guys like had an opportunity to like maybe sit down and have a conversation or any form of interaction?
Bro, I've spoken to Wiz before, and I told Wiz, I don't know what it is you have in your mind about me. Yeah. But whatever it is, I apologize.
Okay.
I've told him that because I know that really I have not done anything wrong, bro. If you know how I used to carry, bro, we were like a family. Like you write songs for me, we write songs. Like that's how we used to be in EME. You get me, and stuff. So, like I said, I had the impression that they didn't like me, but of recent I can tell you that Banky likes me because I used to feel like, oh, maybe, like I said, I had inferiority complex also. Like I used to feel like, oh, maybe I'm some ugly guy. I don't deserve to be here. That's how I used to feel. I used to feel. Now that I've grown up, I look at some things that I used to think about myself and be like, what the hell was wrong with me? But then again, it had to do with like the upbringing, where I'm from, and the fact that, I came from zero to be seeing all these things now. So like I said, this is me, how many years in the game, and some things, I can't believe it. I'm I'm here, I can buy some things just easily. I can pay for stuff,
Then you left EME, you dropped one of the biggest songs of your career, Shake Body, and a whole lot of things started to happen for you. So when you dropped that song, how did that make you feel, knowing where you're coming from, the circumstances that made you leave that label? Now you're by yourself and you're getting all the recognition that you probably didn't get when you signed to the label. Yeah,
I felt like everything was just destined to happen. Maybe God didn't want anybody to take the glory. You know? That's what I feel, because everything happened like 3 months after. Yeah. It just happened immediately. And the support, obviously, from people just made it mind-blowing for me. And listen, I used to be insulted on Twitter. Bro, there was one time they used to compare me to 200 naira. Scales or 200 naira. People would pick 200 naira. Like, if you can remember, I used to be one of the #1 trolled artists. Like,
but how did that always make you feel? Did that make you like maybe depressed or anything?
So that I'm gonna give props to my mom. Yeah. So, coming from where I'm from, like, we don't have anything, but we just keep our heads going. Like, we are shy, we are embarrassed because there's some certain things that we don't have, but we just know that you have to keep it moving. Yeah. And that mindset has become a part of me now that, no matter what it is, even though, yes, I'll be ashamed though, but I'll keep working. And I believe pretty much me working continually has helped me, open doors for me. And, every opportunity that I had back then, I took the most of it, and hence the birth of like Shake Body and stuff. Yeah. So.
Okay, cool. You speak about your mom a lot, and your mom was on one of your album covers. You tweet about your mom a lot. I see that relationship between you and your mom. So losing your mom, like how was that experience like, and how have you been able to deal with the loss of, a loved one? Because I say this every time that, a lot of people will say, time will heal. But I say this every time that time doesn't really heal. It just gives you the mental, I think the mental strength for you to be able to deal with the loss. Some days are good, some days are worse. Some days are just there. So I think it's been a year now that she's passed. Yeah. So how have you, leading up to her passing, because I know she was sick for a while, and her, not being here anymore. So how have you been able to deal with that loss?
Man, I can't even explain, honestly. It's crazy. I know, I won't say I was making fun of people, but I used to wonder, like, somebody died and why like just leaving that
Yeah.
issue, like not
Yeah.
move on, man, until it happened to me, you know. So like sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy, you know, because my mom was pretty much like my closest friend. She's like the only person I trust with anything, you know, like anything. That's how much I trust my mom. She knows like my every move. The only thing she doesn't know is who I'm fucking, you know, like, you know, that's the only thing she probably doesn't know. But yeah, so it hurts so bad. I feel guilty also.
Why?
Because I feel like there's so much that I promised myself as a kid that I was going to do for my mom that I didn't get to do it. Like my mom never traveled out.
Okay.
You know, she never ever traveled out. That like really messes me up till now. Because sometimes when I go some places, I remember that I showed her a picture of this. Oh, I want to take you here. You know, those kind of things. And so those things, when I see those things happen, the memories just come out. When I see other people with their parents, I'm jealous, man. Like you don't know what you have, man. You know, so I really can't like tell you like if it's all good, really, if I can ever let it go, because I feel like it's hard for me to let it go because the image is still there, bro. Sometimes I have a big picture of my mom in my house. I still look at that picture every day and I pass. I wish this person could talk back to me and all, but it's a crazy situation, like you said, but I hope with time we'll heal.
That's all good. So right now the industry has changed, you know, from what it was when you started, you know, to where it is right now. It has evolved, the sound has evolved, and you know, it's an entire new genre now. It's called Afrobeats. You understand, and I'd say you're one of the first artists to actually, you know, change your sound to evolve into what we now embrace. When we cast our mind back to the fact that you sampled Fela and you featured Burna Boy on, you know, on that song. You know, so why did you have an inkling as regards this is where the industry is going to and I need to tweak my sound to follow that trend? Or what was your mind state when you actually made that record?
Which record?
No, the one with what's it called now? The one with Burna Boy.
Burna. Oh, man, for me, I always believe in exciting music. You know what I mean? Like music that just gets you going. You get that kind of thing. There are some kind of songs that, bro, it has to be. I have to be very not myself to listen to those kind of songs. But I love exciting music, and I believe those are the kind of songs I want to be making. You know, because I believe like whatever I put out there is a reflection of me. And also, for me, it's just whatever I think is exciting. Like the new songs I'm about to put out, there's a lot of sampling stuff. For the Fela one, it was really not me. It was Burna. You know, I remember we met in the club, and he was like, "Hey, I heard this song," because I had the original out, Temper, and he was like, "Oh, I heard this song, and man, I really like it." I'm like, "Oh, let's get in the studio." And he was like, "Yeah." But knowing Burna, he always, anytime I see him, I say, "Let's get to the studio." He always tells me, "Come through." So I remember I went to the studio. He recorded like the whole beat. The beat was like 4 minutes long. He just kept going. I told him to just keep going. He just kept going, kept doing his freestyles and stuff. And I told him, you know, just give me everything. Let me take it home. Let me fix it up and send it back to you. So I took it home. I arranged it. Took some things I didn't want. So I put everything together. He did a verse. I didn't really feel it. So I just liked that. When you lie to do better. And everybody run and stuff. So I felt like people could relate with it. I remember when I played it for Timaya, Timaya told me that so you and Burna enter studio and it's bagudu you could come up with. And the same him, when the song came out, he heard it, he was like, damn, that they played it, everybody was singing it. I'll give you another story, another instance again. Neptunes swore never to play that song.
Really?
Yeah, because Neptunes is my friend too, so I remember playing for him. He's like, which kind of song is this? That the original was so dope. Now why did you bring Burna? And I told him I prefer the remix. You know,
the original,
And guess what? I had a gig in Abuja, and well, he was a DJ, so I was like, bro, you go play this song. He said, man. Then he now played it. When he played it, he saw the
reaction from the
crowd. Was like, what? That he didn't know. I was like, bro, you were hating on the song for no reason. And you know, but so I like making exciting music, and hence even body language and all those things that just gets you really excited. That's all.
Okay, cool. You know, that's pretty dope. Also, you've had your fair share of I would call it woman, you know, lady trouble. You got married. You got married young though. So what was the idea behind? Let me not say idea, but what was the motivation behind you getting married? You know, as when you got married.
Man, okay. So the thing is, right now that my mom has passed, I'm like the only bloodline that's alive.
For real?
I have then my daughter now.
Okay, cool. So you don't have siblings?
I have no uncle, no auntie.
Why? Wait.
Any uncle and auntie is my mom's friend. that became like uncle.
So are you the only kid of your mom?
I'm the only kid.
Okay. Wow.
I'm the only surviving heir in my family right now.
Okay. Oh wow.
So pretty much, you know what it is, man. So I have to have lots of kids,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, because this is pretty much a different kind of legacy now. I'm
Yeah.
pushing. This is my own legacy.
Yeah.
You get me? So, that played a role.
Yeah.
You know, and also like if you've known me, I've always been having a girlfriend
Yeah,
person.
type
So
guy, yeah.
I just felt like it was time for me to build a family for my own self. Too.
Okay, cool. So how's that going though? So far, so good.
Well, it's a crazy situation, but you know, we just have to keep going.
Yeah, but are you guys still together?
Man, we're working, you know, we're
Okay.
working, but you know, it's about my daughter most
Yeah.
importantly. But we're working.
Yeah. So, right now you're just focused on being like a good father to your daughter.
I mean, good father, and of course to see where everything is gonna go. You
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Our mom is great too, you know.
Okay.
And yeah.
Oh, wait, that's nice because a lot of people would, probably use this opportunity to be able to say, oh yeah, this is what happened. But I love the fact that you're keeping it simple and there's still that mutual respect. And
I have a child, you know. I don't want her to wake up tomorrow and see her mom being torn apart, you know, or me myself being torn apart, you know. Yeah, you know. So what I would just say about marriage is a crazy thing, bro. It's scary. Okay. That's all I can say. It's scary.
Yeah.
Like you could be in love and tomorrow something else could happen.
I know.
You know. I wish I could tell you the deeper stories.
Yeah, but hey, nice, right?
But I'll just say, if you're getting married, just be prepared to take everything that you would not take from people. You know, either you take that or you find ways to meet in the middle.
Okay.
You know, really, there's no formula to having a successful marriage. It's really God, prayer, and understanding, compromising, and stuff, sacrifices too. You know?
Okay, cool. That's so. Right now, when you watch a lot of interviews, with Nigerian artists, there are not many of them that happen locally, which is weird because it seems like they blow up and they don't want to sit down with local media anymore. They would rather have these interviews abroad. And one of the underlining things that we hear in these interviews that it's like, I don't call me an Afrobeat artist. I'm not an Afrobeat artist. Then I sit down and I'm like, okay, so if we're to try to categorize or maybe just box the music, because at the end of the day, you need to put the music in the box and say, okay, this guy makes this guy makes this, or anything. And a lot of them are saying, oh yeah, I'm not an Afrobeat artist. I'm not an Afrobeat artist. But that was the vehicle that carried, Nigerian music from where it is right now to the fact that we're getting Grammy nominations, and heck, I'm being the first Nigerian artist to perform on the Grammy stage. That's Burna Boy. So what's your take on the fact that a lot of artists right now have blown on that platform of Afrobeat, and they're not trying to shed the toga of saying, "Do not call me an Afrobeat artist"?
I'll say they're being very ungrateful, you know, and they're being ungrateful, and they're making us really look stupid, you know, because really, no offense, because all these guys that you call their names, they're really my brothers, you know. But I'm just saying, like, if you created something, because this is Afrobeat is the culture. It's like I see white people that have white friends that just want to be Nigerians because of our Afrobeats. You know, I think maybe every artist could have their reasons, but I don't think you should come out and just downplay this thing that is the reason why. 10 years ago, you should have said, I'm not doing Afrobeats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should have said that, because whether you like it or not, this movement has been able to get the Grammys to, to recognize us, bro.
Yeah.
That's to show you, the movement is strong. And now you just want to come wake up and destroy it and tell yourself you're not doing Afrobeats. You're not doing, fine, you could do your R&B and find your ways to pitch it, but don't destroy or tear down what built you. So, like, for me, any artist that ignores like the local media is really, really crazy, man. Because this is our own. You're tearing down our own to go build theirs that really don't care about you. Because whether you like it or not, it's this people that took you on their head. That's the reason why you're where you are. You get me? If today they really don't care about you, those guys too would not care about you. You get me? True. And also, and of course, these people are digging deep, so they know everything that's going on. So I feel like every artist that is saying that right now, saying they're not doing Afrobeats, and what helped them get to where they are now is Afrobeat. I've really been very ungrateful. I'm being unfair to other people that they've built their hopes high. That, okay, this is my own thing. This is our own thing now. This is our culture, so we have to make music like this. You cannot wake up and you cannot see a reggae artist or, I mean, reggae dancer is what we know Jamaica for.
Mhm.
You cannot see, have you ever seen any artist tell you, I don't do reggae dancehall?
I know,
They will
yeah.
never, even if they don't do it, they will not wake up and tell
I
you
say
that.
that they don't do reggae.
Like, I'll give you an example, Cranium.
Yeah.
You can't say he's doing like dancehall, he's
Yeah,
R&B, you
yeah.
know?
We'll
But
put
have
a
you ever
little
seen
mix
him
of-
wake up and
yeah,
tell you, oh no?
I'm not doing.
You know, so I just feel like our artists we need to be careful and not tear down what we've built for many years because of we're trying to impress maybe the world now and all, bro. Afrobeats to the world has dragged a lot of attention, has shaken, has even made other people forget their sound and want to mess with our own sound, you know? So, yeah, like I was saying, man, artists should not be unfair
Okay.
and ungrateful to even the audience that is listening.
That's
bro.
listening, yeah.
Come on.
I
You know
know.
what I mean?
So now we have a lot of vanity metrics, you know, in the music industry. There's the Apple 100, yeah, you know, which we all know how artists get on the Apple 100. There's the monthly listeners on Spotify, and it's taken away from can you feel venues? Do you understand?
Yeah.
How many proper you know, albums are you actually selling? You understand? What impact are you having on your culture? You get me? So, and you go on the internet and you see stands constantly just pushing agendas of who is better because of, oh yeah, this song has X amount of streams and you know and all of that. And when you're coming up as an artist, you know we didn't really have those metrics and everything. All everybody wanted to do was listen to the music and enjoy the music. So do you think now that music is readily accessible to everybody and everybody almost has like a peek into the back end, is that good for the industry or is it bad for the industry?
Man, I would say it's good and bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's good and bad. Of course, there's the bad side.
Yeah.
The bad side is a lot of artists now are more focused on like just the numbers and not making real music anymore. Like, I myself included, you know. But I mean, no, I won't say I myself. I make great music, man.
Yeah.
Trust me, I do make great,
Yeah,
fantastic
you
music.
do.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, artists are not really making arts. You know what I mean? Music that really you blow your mind. Like I was just chilling with a couple of my friends. We always listen to new music. I always listen to music because I want to know what's popping or what's new and you know dive into it. And it's like I feel like everybody's lazy now, man. It's like a template. Everybody just takes this and just do this ad, and that's it. Like there's no music that would be like. I remember like 4-5 years ago when people dropped music and everybody was like, whoa, you know.
Yeah, and it was different. It all sounded different.
Different. So now it's like everybody's every new artist that I've heard of late sounds like Omale, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You get me?
Oh, Ashake.
Yeah, or Ashake, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, I feel like you could take from them and build your own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but it's really affecting music. But in the numbers aspect, you know, they're respecting us abroad because
of the numbers, right?
Which day I heard Shay Vibes is like the #1 artist on Audiomack with like over 1 billion
streams
worldwide.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a Nigerian boy in the street kid from Nigeria, you know, that's amazing, you get me? So like, of course, we're getting respected for the numbers, but for the art,
it's like watching down the art.
yeah, man, it's really like, there's no inspiration. You can't listen to anything and be inspired anymore.
I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was telling the person that if I died today, I'd say, you know, I'll be content with everything I've been able to achieve because I just wanted to be the kid on the radio and just do what I loved and everything. And the person said to me that, you know, sometimes people get stuck because of their inability to be able to dream new dreams. Saying, okay, I wanted to do radio and yeah, you've done that. So you should be able to open your mind and say, yeah, let me try all this stuff or let me do all these things. So which eventually just leads up to legacy, meaning when you eventually get old and we pass or anything, what's that legacy that you want to leave behind? So I just want to ask you that. What do you want people to actually, you know, know you for that when the name Skales comes up?
You know, as a kid, like just watching my mom do everything she does. I'm sorry, man, I mentioned my mom.
Oh yeah,
too much.
nice.
But yeah, as a kid, watching my mom, you know, do whatever she has been doing to help me grow and become a better man when I grow up, when I adult.
Yeah.
You know, seeing her being paid like 10K a salary, and I go to a school that they pay like 30K. So like it's like magic. How does she do? And she still pay rent, light bill, do other things and all. So I've always had like this niche for wanting to help, you know, single parents, you know. So hopefully I'm working on it, you know, with a couple of people. So there's gonna be like probably schools that, you know, will help out single parents. Like, you know, that's part of the things I want to do. that's pretty much what I'm more focused on for now.
Okay,
For
yeah.
legacy-wise, then of course my music,
Your music
will
as well.
be there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then you have a new, is it a collaboration right now with Chris Beats?
Yeah, I do
New
have
music, new music is about to,
Yeah.
pop. So what's the angle of this? Yeah, are we going to see like a project or an EP or something?
Yeah, me and Chris Bit are supposed to like have an album by now because we've been working like for a couple of years, probably 6 to 7 years now.
Okay.
You know, I met Chris Bit. Since I met him, we've always been
Doing stuff together. Yeah.
You know, we'll have one song or the other. So this pretty much is like the tip of the iceberg, where we definitely need to work on an album. But this pretty much is like an emotional time for us because I'm still grieving. Like this past 2 years has been one of the craziest for me. You know, I've lost a lot of people, lost things, and you know, relationships also. So pretty much he reached out to me, sent me beats, and I was like, yeah, man. And I recorded, you know, the first what's the is going.
Yeah.
He's going is pretty much about what we're going through and, you know, like just letting the pain go and stuff like that. And I think Chris B just lost his father too.
Oh, okay.
And also you were just like, we had like uniform emotions. So yeah.
Okay, cool. That's pretty dope. So right now, with everything that you said, you know, with the conversations that we've had, you know, with EMEA, like, you know, with Wiz. So do you believe that when artists, like now we see a lot of talk as regards how dark the industry is, how nobody's anybody's friends, you know. And I used to say, you know, back in the day when it was like a handful of people, like it was you run into somebody and there's that genuine love or anything. So do you think, you know, the industry from what it was then is different from what we have right now as regards camaraderie and, you know, just mutual love and respect?
Yeah, I mean, the industry has really changed, man. I'm gonna lie. Remember that time where you could have like a video
and you have like show up.
You get me? Now nobody go even outside. Even to come to your events, it has to be, you know. But I also say this in life: if you don't have value, people will not come for you, bro. Bro, if you're hot now, and you put it out there, hey, I want this. The artist will pull up.
Yeah, will pull up. Yeah.
So that's what it is now. So the game has really changed. Is lesser love and more what
value.
I can get from you. You get me and stuff. And that's what it is. It is what it is. You just have to live by it.
I see. So if Wiz reaches out right now and says, "Oh yeah, sure, let's hop on a record together," is that something you'll be open to?
Of course, man. It's Wiz, man. For my own career's sake, I will. Why would not? It's Wiz. He's a big artist. So of course, I need him.
Yeah.
You get me? So I'm a businessman. I won't we really don't even have no issue. My only problem is I think that this guy don't like me, man.
Okay.
And I've come to live with it, and like, you know, I'm just in my lane, minding my business. You get me? And nobody comes for me, I won't come for them. Okay. But it's all love still. When we see it, it's all love.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like the fact that you're keeping it 100. Okay, so let me look for some trouble. So there's like a top 3 thing going on right now.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, you know, Wiz, Burner, and David. You understand? In no particular order. You know, they're all my guys or anything. But so if you're to actually have like a top 3. Like presently, who will be on your top 3? Then maybe in the future, who do you think would, maybe in like 2, 3, 4 years from now, what do you think would occupy that top 3 list?
Okay, for my first the top 3 for now, I mean, everybody knows the usual names.
Yeah.
But for me, I wish I could add one more person in the top 3. And that's Olamide.
Okay.
Bro, that guy has one of the most amazing careers. Like, you get me? So, but of course.
But do you think that the reason why he's not in top 3 conversations is the fact that he didn't really have that international, like breakout internationally?
Yeah, I don't think Olamide used to, because I remember one time we had a conversation, he didn't really care about that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's whatever. You know?
I know.
And, but to be very factual, he's really top 3, man. Yeah. So no particular order. I'll start with my top 3.
Yeah.
Bro, if you know me, you know I love Burna, man.
Okay.
So Burna is number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1.
Yeah.
Of course, I'll go number 2, Olamide, bro.
Okay.
Number 2 is Olamide.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love both of them, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll also say like David and Wiz.
Okay, and number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
If you give me, if we can agree,
okay, yeah,
we'll bracket it. David and Wiz together.
Together, yeah. Number 3.
Then there's Olamide, then there's
Burna Boy. Okay, cool. So in the future, like maybe 4 years, 5 years from now, what do you think are the like emerging artists that will be in that top 3?
Wait, I gotta think about it. Number 1 would be Rema.
Okay.
Rema. He's such an amazing artist. Should we include females?
Yeah.
Then another person that people really, she's gonna have like
Maddie?
She's gonna have a Justin Bieber kind of fan base,
Mm-hmm.
bro. And I feel like it's just happening now. People, you need to notice it because I've been seeing it. It's
Okay.
Ira Star, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
happen, bro.
Okay.
He's happening. She's
Yeah.
gonna, her fan base is gonna be so powerful, bro. Probably like a Taylor Swift, bro.
Okay.
That's how strong she's moving.
She's going. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm really such a huge fan of.
Okay.
Then number 3, wow, there's a lot of other great people that, man,
Yeah.
I'm not. Of course, there's King Madi too.
Yeah.
King Madi. But can I say Omale?
Yeah.
Omale, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that's
Omale.
your. So that Scales is top,
Top
3.
three,
Yeah,
yeah.
present and
It's
the
top
future
3.
right now.
There's other people, but
Yeah.
because like it's top
But
3.
who are the people that you're listening to right now? Like who is your
Bro, there's what's his name? Shay Vibes. There's Ashake.
Yeah.
There's King Madi, of course.
Yeah.
There's damn, there's a lot of people now. I can't remember their names. But if you can help me, Joe Boy.
Joe Boy, yeah.
There's Bloody Civilian.
Yeah.
Of course. Who else am I forgetting? Bro, there's a lot of incredible artists, man.
But do you think now we have a lot more artists, but has the quality of the music, has it also improved? Or do you think it's dipped in a way?
The quality of the music definitely has increased, but
Yeah.
from the production is different. It's more professional. It's better now because I mean the producers have better sounds. I just feel like, for lack of better words, I'll say nobody's making bangers or hits anymore. Like you get me? It's just there.
Okay.
Anything. But production is better than how we used to sound before.
Okay.
I know, yeah.
All right, cool. So your song Heading to a Grammy, One Man Army, I remember that, then the drums at the end and everything. Played the heck out of that song though.
Yeah.
So but do you think that, Nigerian artists should be aspiring to the Grammy? Everybody thinks that the Grammy is like the apotheosis of your career as an artist. When we can actually grow our own local, award ceremony. We have the Headies, we have the Sound City Awards. We have a bunch, we have a bunch of local ones. So do you think we should look inwards, try to grow ours rather than, trying to aspire to the Grammys?
For what it's worth, the Grammy, for every should I say musician right now, growing up, the Grammys used to be like everything you ever wanted.
I know.
Because it was big to the artists we used to look up to back then.
Yeah.
Like the Jay-Z's, the Kanye, the
50
Beyonce's, and
Cents,
stuff like that.
everybody.
Grammy meant a lot to them. But I feel like growing up now and for where our music has reached, we don't need them anymore, bro.
Okay.
Because now we can boldly say a Burna can be rated alongside Drake. You get me? Because now that's how much our music has blown up. Because so for now, the only way we can, just like they made their awards so incredible and attractive to us, we can make ours the same. We can get these guys to come to attend our own awards. So I feel like we should focus on our local listening because, I mean, what am I even saying? These guys have shown us Pepe. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they've shown you Pepe because, as a matter of fact, they look at what they did to like David and all those kind of people.
Yeah.
I feel like all these award shows are also trying to box us in, which also pretty much I understand why an artist would say he doesn't do Afrobeats anymore and this is because we're now letting these people from the outside world control our stuff. They just boxed us in. When we can have our own local award shows that can give you different kind of awards, you get me, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
So I hope like us as artists have like you realize that these guys are taking us for granted, Like for example, from the BET Awards, remember we had to not show up for them to start respecting and talk and speak out.
And
before.
actually start, presenting the awards on the live stage.
So why don't we transfer this energy to supporting our own local awards?
But with the Headies now, for instance, when it was in Lagos, a lot of, like at the beginning, artists would show up. Then towards like the tail end, artists stopped showing up. Then when the Headies went to America, artists started showing up again. So I don't know why. I don't know what is wrong with us as, an industry where it has to be attached to something foreign for us to be able to give it a certain level of importance.
And we live in this country, has to be, people who don't respect what is here is when you go out there and come back and they see you're shining.
Yeah.
Because Nigeria is actually a supportive country, but they support you when you blow up outside. That's where everybody will like, yes, it's our own. I'll give you an example. You had the Lookmans, you had all these people playing football, bro, it is what it is. You just need to understand that that's how Nigeria. So what I'll urge like Nigerian artists and, the audience and every other person listening, especially in Africa, is, we should support our awards more. Should show our awards more love. Because, I mean, even the organizers, they need the inspiration from the audience because if they know that they're getting more attention, they want to, re-up, which I got to give it up to the Headies, man. It takes a lot to keep doing this thing, Our artists need to show up more. We need to show up more and support our own, because that's how we're going to push our culture more. Unless we're not interested in pushing our culture anymore, you know. Trust me, man, the respect is going to
Yeah, it's
not
going
be
to
there
dwindle.
anymore.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, we need to support our own.
yeah. So with the advent of social media, especially Twitter, you know, the conversations around music, you know, has changed. Like the industry in general, not just the music industry, even the movie industry, the fashion industry. You know, everybody's seeing takes in real time right now. And so, do you think social media has been able to affect the industry negatively or positively?
Well, bro, everything like I always say has advantage and
Yeah,
disadvantage.
yeah,
So you know, for one, I would say for upcoming artists and a lot of artists that you know used to believe in or wait on to be signed by like a record label to
yeah.
get the kind of
Exposure.
exposure they need. You don't
Yeah.
need that anymore, bro. A lot of people blow up from social media, from TikTok, from freestyles that you know. Then people see you and want to invest and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that's the positive part about it. Like you can easily just show yourself to the world because you have so many people on their phones watching and waiting.
Yeah,
So you can go
yeah.
viral easily. But you know, for the disadvantage, well, you know, just gives people a lot of people opinions. You know, yeah, that's like one of the things. It just gives you opinions, and a lot of people may not mean it, you know, but they just because of they want attention,
Yeah.
and they fail to realize that whatever they're saying or whatever they're doing right now is affecting whoever they're targeting mentally. You get me? So that's like a pretty much. So when you're coming to this game, you need like a tough skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been a very, you know, interesting sit down. I love the fact that you've been very vulnerable and you've touched on, you know, a plethora of topics right now.
Yeah.
So your song is going with Chris Beats is out there. Make sure you just go stream. I keep saying this every time. The only way we can put money back in the pockets of these creatives is for us to constantly just go out there, buy the music, stream the music. If you see that they have events, make sure you buy tickets and make sure you buy merch. That's the only way we can actually put our money, you know, where our mouths are, especially for artists who are constantly, you know, just creating music right now. So thank you so much, my brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, sure. And yeah, I'm looking for an opportunity where we can just sit back and, you know, just still chop it up again.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely,
no problem.
man. I'm always open.
All right, so it's been listening with OC, and till we come your way again with our very next guest.
Yeah, let's go. In 3,
Go.
2, 1, and
Yes, y'all. It's the S to the K-A-L-E-S Scales, as you already know. And right now, I'm hanging out on Listen with OC. You don't know. Boom!